Yo. What's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up.
What's up?
Happy holidays to my brothers. Happy holidays. Kwanzaa, first day of Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas.
First day of Kwanzaa.
That's what's up. Yeah, word facts. So how was you guys' week, man?
Pretty good.
Everybody, was you naughty or nice? Did you get nice gifts or what?
I got a nice gift. I mean, I got a few nice gifts, for my wife, my kids. I mean, we had a good Christmas. I didn't get like the usual like crazy ties or nasty stinky cologne or anything. I got some nice gifts. I mean, my son got me a great hoodie that I wanted. My wife got me a watch. She got me some sneakers. And I G'd off. I did pretty well. The kids did pretty well too.
So the badass kids weren't that bad then.
The badass kids wasn't bad, and nobody got a spanking.
What? That was a good Christmas, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something. Did anybody's wife yell, "I could take these shits right back"?
I remember those days. You act up, and this shit is going right back.
Derik, how was yours, brother?
Yo, man, mine was it was tight, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time with my family and just hung out with the kids, hung out with the wife. And the best part of it, the highlight was I got a nice phone call from my son, man. Nice. You know what I mean? Who's the one he's in the Navy. He finished boot camp. I finally got to talk to him. We talked for like 2 hours. He finally got his phone back. Nice. So that was like all right, Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That was what I really want. So that was well, and he is killing this whole soldier thing, man. This whole sailor thing. He's officially a sailor. He's killing it.
Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations to him. And you, man. Kelvin, how about you, man? How was your week?
Mine was good, man. I got a VCR and I got a Walkman with the sports grip, like you could jog with it, stuff like that. And not only can you play tapes, you can play the radio too. So that was hot. So that was good. But other than that, man, everything is good. I just, I wanted to know really quickly if I'm a Christian, so I always say Merry Christmas, but it's like this big thing about I don't know what to say now. People be happy holidays, and so that was the kind of weird thing this year. I was just trying not to step on the right toes, offend nobody, but all together it was a good day.
Yeah, I saw a lot of my Muslim friends on social media saying like, don't wish me Merry Christmas. I'm a Muslim. Yeah. No Merry Quran, none of that stuff like that. So they were it's different. I always say Happy Holidays because it's universal. Universal. Don't offend anybody. So I'm not big into Christmas, but it was good. My gift was being alive, so I'm glad I'm here. December,
real right there.
It was a bad year for me health wise, but the second biggest gift was I got the big piece of chicken for Christmas dinner.
You deserve it, brother.
Nice. Wow.
Because if you don't get it, who should get it? I mean, just think about it.
Exactly. She came through, got me the big piece of chicken, so I got the big piece.
You're doing your job, brother.
Exactly.
As long as you do the job, you get the big piece, man.
And the big piece of
with that comes a lot of responsibility, D.
You're right. The big piece does come with responsibility.
That's it.
That means you got to pay all the bills. That's what it means.
Lisa said congratulations to your son, Derik. She said congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Lisa rocks with us hard. Then when I was thinking about this shit, though, man, it's funny. Like, growing up in the hood, we all have nicknames. So my nickname is Didi. It's always been Didi. I got a whole bunch of different nicknames. They call me 5-pound head. All kinds. I had a big head. No, I had a big head. As you see, I still got a big head, but I had a big head. All kind of stuff like that. I was fat, all kind of stuff. So I got a list of nicknames. And I want y'all, if y'all can think of some childhood nicknames, I'm gonna just give you a few of the ones I think I had heard of. So me and Jamie grew up with this little girl. Her face was deformed, right? And, and kids in the hood is the crazy thing. Her nickname, deformed, like teeth, jaw messed up, all kind of stuff. Her nickname was Mush because her face was mushed in.
Oh, wow.
That's not nice.
You got to answer for that. Y'all got to answer for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the name. There's one house when she came over to drink, had a mush cup. She only came to the house. I'm not saying it's me. It's a legend.
Wow. Kids can be cruel. We all had regular nice glasses. She had the mush cup.
Oh,
Wow.
Yo,
She's
another
smart today because of that. So
no. Mush got kids and everything. Mush body was like made a goddess.
are there little mush kids too?
They might be a little mushy, a little crumbly.
Yo,
hell
hell is waiting for you, brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
listen. Some of these names I might have been part of. Some of them I haven't. So I can't say I'm
Well,
part. I'm never giving y'all the answer to any of these. Now,
I'll be honest with you, D. I'm probably going to see you in hell too, because
you got some names.
No. It's just that I got some shit I got to answer for too.
Oh yeah, we bad.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
listen,
the thing,
Kelvin got to give some holy water. I'm ready to drink.
Dude,
Kelvin, I got to drink the holy water.
Hell is sending me brochures and pamphlets. They know I'm coming. I'm getting brochures and pamphlets. They even sent me like a Hell Amex card. They said, "Joe, can't wait till you get here. Can't wait till you get here." Dude, I know I'm going. D, I'm glad we gonna be together there.
Oh yeah,
I'm get to see you.
Freaking frack, baby.
You know what I think of? You know what I think of? Remember the end of New Jack City when the dude come out with the gun? Idolater, your soul is required in hell. I'm like, it's bad when your soul is required in hell. Like hell can't even function until you get there. Like that's
word. That's messing up the whole hell equation until you get there.
The party can't start until you get there.
Here go another one. Kid nickname was Tuck. T-U-K. The ugly kid. Any answer to it? The ugly kid.
You know what? Now listen. Listen, you don't pick your nicknames though. I mean, unfortunately,
you
don't pick your nicknames, man. Once you get one of those, you can't get rid of it.
No, can't get rid of it. But I know where D is coming from. You know, the neighborhood can be harsh. It can be tough on you.
Yo, listen.
And the two worst nicknames, street names that I've ever heard, was Doodle and Pig. Doodle and Pig. My friend of mine was dating a young lady, and her son's nicknames were Doodle and Pig. And they answered to it, and they answered to it and everything. And I think that's probably the first time in my life that I told somebody, "Dude, that's a bad look." you messing with a chick that allows people to call her kids Doodle and Pig,
and they answer to it.
And they answer to it.
Kids need therapy, man.
I'm gonna tell you another thing about names, and I think me and D had this conversation before. Every kid I know that's named Corey is bad.
Every kid
named Corey is bad.
They stay up late. They eat candy. They're bad.
They're doing robberies.
They shoot spitballs and kids.
I believe that there's certain names.
Certain names. I don't know what it is about a Corey, but a Corey is bad.
It's like every Kyle has got a rage problem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody named Kyle got an anger problem. Got anger issues.
Yep. Here go another.
I got one more, kid. I got one more.
Go ahead.
And there's always a Darnell in the choir.
You right about that.
Yeah.
There's always a Darnell.
Always a Darnell singing in the choir.
Yo, I went to college and Darnell was in the choir. You're right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's a
law. It's a written law.
There has to be at least one.
Here come other names. Here come other few names. We call this kid John Doe because he was a nobody.
Violation.
That's ingenious.
Man, come on.
That is ingenious.
Yo, we fucked up. My man Brad was part of this shit. I ain't by myself. Brad was part of this shit.
Yeah, I'm crying a little bit on the inside.
Yo, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna have to borrow that one.
Yo,
his name is John Doe.
He gonna keep the streak going.
Yo,
I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna name somebody John Doe.
We're going straight to hell. So
I told you we're going.
Yo, this kid in college, right? He had body odor, so we called him PU, and his other nickname was Odar.
Oh,
man.
Because he's just saying Odar. Now this one is this, we got and my man Darren. Oh, shit, I didn't say his name.
Oh, damn! You wrong.
We called him DHD. Dickhead Darren. He's a dickhead, but now he's cool dude. Now this is my dude. This is my heart. The dude is cool dude. We just fuck with him on that one. And my last one, I ain't gonna go to because Brad, we can go on all day with this. My last one is I've heard this nickname just a few years ago. This guy his nickname was called Zoo Man because he looked like all the animals in the zoo.
Y'all wrong. Y'all know y'all was
Yeah.
wrong.
I'm not gonna say where I got that one from.
Y'all
This
know.
person, the nickname came from that shit.
Yo, all of them,
nice little title to himself.
all of them are in therapy somewhere right now.
Yeah. Traumatized. Traumatized from their childhood. Yep.
Yo, who got a nickname? Whose nickname is what, man? Who's got a nickname? We know yours, D.
My nickname.
Tell me, what's your nickname, man? What's your childhood nickname?
No, I didn't really have. I had like my parents gave me nicknames that was positive, like Champ and stuff like that. I didn't get all those. But as far as school is concerned, I didn't get.
That's
this
where you
like
get
that.
it.
I didn't get this like that. My name, people have a hard enough time with my name, right, Rod? Like,
Yeah.
That's
a hard ass name, man. That's a hard name.
My name is Kelvin. That's my nickname.
That's a hard name. That's a hard name.
Dudes named me Biscuit in high school, man. I couldn't get rid of Biscuit for nothing in the world, bro.
Well, I didn't call you Biscuit though.
Man, it's a long story, but see, this real story. My brother woke up one morning and late at night and made some biscuits. Now my homeboy, he went ahead at school, and for some reason everybody used to mess with. They started calling me Biscuit, like I was the one who got up in the morning and made some biscuits. I don't know why, but I got caught up with it. So you have to flip it, man. And you have to turn it into something. You have to be a little imaginative.
So what you call yourself, Doughboy?
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. Yeah,
because you make the dollars. As you say, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So this is when I was a kid. My niece, my cousin, and my sister. A lot of kids go through acne. I didn't really go through acne except one place on my nose. So I had like these bumps all over my nose, and they was calling me Nestle Crunch Nose. And they would come up there. My sister big NESTLES. I just remember that.
Yo, that's a good one. That's a good one. But it gives a character. I think it made us. To me, it made some kids might have traumatized them, but sometimes made it stronger. For us growing up, you had to have one in the chamber to be in our crew. You had to have one in the chamber all the time.
Yeah. You had to have some thick skin, especially in my family too. They hit when I had some crazy nicknames just in the family, but not in the hood, but in this family. They called me Chicken Legs. They called me Stinker. And they called me Juan.
Juan.
Yeah, because when I was a little baby, I used to look Puerto Rican, so they started calling me Juan. Yeah. That's true. It's the truth.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, they said they thought they was hitting. They were saying, no, they're gonna switch the babies at the hospital. They gave us a Puerto Rican baby. Yeah.
Yo, so listen, man. Let's some of the hot topics of the week right here that we have going on. We had a shooting in Columbus that I don't know if you guys saw, but the brother, he got shot. He had a cell phone in his hand in his garage and everything like that. And that was like, so now they started doing some protests and outrage. I'm sorry, go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, was it his house or was he visiting somebody else's house?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's his house.
It was his house. It was his house.
It was his house?
Okay. Oh, I thought it was okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm.
I read that he was a guest at someone else's house.
Correct. That's what I was under the impression.
The incident had nothing to do with that house.
Okay. Yeah, let's leave it at this. They still investigating it. We still don't know all the facts, so we don't want to spread nothing that's not true. But from my understanding, I was under the impression that he was a guest at somebody else's house. That could be wrong, though. The facts still not come out. Yeah,
I understand. Like the neighbors called the police or something like that. So
Yeah, but it seems to me from what I've read and understood is that it looks like it's a bad shoot because if you got the mayor already demanding for your termination. And they know more than us, sooner than us, then they know that they can't even probably fathom the justification for him shooting that man.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know a lot about the story. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read all on it yet, but maybe we'll talk about it next week once more facts is out.
Yeah.
As far as I
understand, it might be another body cam situation.
Yeah, and then the body camera. Yeah, there you go, Derek. They said their body camera was off, right?
Yeah, they turned it off after a while, and then it's just another brother getting shot with a cell phone. I mean, I don't know what to do with black men and cell phones that we get shot all the time. I'm scared of that. I might pull out a rotary phone. I might walk around with a rotary phone. Or walkie-talkie. I don't know what to do to stay alive. Once you pull out the cell phone,
I think the sad thing is that we're just numb to it now. And, it's kind of like jaded. Like, I really, there's not much we can add to it. It's just, question is, when's the next one? That's just it.
It's coming. It's coming. The next one's coming. And it's a damn shame that's the understanding. It's like you just have to just accept that almost. I'm not gonna say accept it, but just damn man, you just know it's gonna be another.
it's definitely sad. Like Kelvin said that it's becoming normal.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know how you can't look at the situations and see how it just keeps happening and not see that there's an issue with policing with the Black community. It's definitely an issue. It's definitely an issue there.
Yeah.
I used to see it when I worked for the police department. I used to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Malcolm
sad.
Basically, in the long, flip to now, Malcolm X said it like the black and Latino community is over police. Either you have incompetent police or corrupt police, because there's still no way should be that many crimes, that many shootings, all that stuff in our neighborhoods. There's just so many police all the time.
Well, the police departments, what they do is like when the crime numbers are high in certain commands, basically they flood the area. They use the crime as the reason. Oh, this is why we're going over. This is why we're giving so much more police attention. But it's really not the reason. It's also to gain numbers, to get summonses, to generate revenue for the city. You know what I mean? And they're just using the crime as an excuse to basically flood that community with parking tickets, double parkers, moving violations, stop questioning for C summons, all these things. Some of these things generate money for the city.
Wow. That's good insight. So another thing happened just yesterday. I'm calling it direct domestic terrorism before it's even getting called. That's what it should be called to me. It's a bombing in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday with what's the mobile home, whatever they call it, mobile home RVs. It blew up yesterday. They said that now they're saying the guy might have been a suicide bomber, something like that. So, any thoughts, gentlemen?
I don't have a lot, man. I'm just here. I actually just, believe it or not, I've been on like Christmas hangover or whatever, and I just really started to hear about it today. We have people in Nashville, and we're having a problem reaching them. And then it was like, well, why is there an issue? And then we kind of hear about it. I just think it's interesting though that that right after an election now, terrorism is going to be back on the menu with regard to our national interest and our national attention. We had COVID, and now I think we're going to wash past that. You know what I mean? We got the vaccine, and now we're just kind of segueing nicely back into terrorism. So I don't know what's going on, but it's like we ain't finished with 2020 yet, man. So it's crazy.
No, it's not over. It's not over. This year is not over till it's over.
Yeah, and I think it's not even the calendar year. I think that we got to just look at humanity. Humanity is just foul now, and life is just foul. It really is. I mean, back in the day, tragedy was few and far between. Now tragedy is daily.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's just it.
But here's the thing: was it always few and far between, or we just now hearing about it more?
I think there's a combination of both. I think now you have more access with 24-hour news cycles. Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, and they had the Amityville Horror, six people, a man killed 6 people, his mother, his father, and his siblings, and that rocked the whole nation.
Yeah.
Now that may be on the 11 o'clock news, and
doesn't even rate.
Yeah. I think like we got social media now too. So basically, it's just like Kelvin just finished saying, like society's getting foul. You see how people are so foul on social media on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing violence constantly on social media, and people just whipping out their phones to film it instead of stopping. Like I seen somewhere 2 women was fighting. The woman knocked unconscious, but the girl's still stomping her. You know what I'm saying?
The Walmart, right? The Walmart.
Yeah. Actually, no, it wasn't that one. I saw another one, but I know which one you're talking about with the Walmart.
Was it that fight?
That's
another fight. But the thing is, me and you, D, we go back and forth all the time on social media. We send each other stuff all the time. Yeah. I mean, and I mean, me and D send each other some violent stuff. You know,
real, bro.
That's how I know we're going to hell.
Yeah, I'm going to hell with gasoline drawers on, baby.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be honest with you. I don't watch it. I don't care to click on the violent stuff. I don't care to, except one thing. I will watch the 8-ball jacket slap on the subway. Because that's a teachable moment. That was teach generation.
That's a moment in history right there, brother. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. They release that video every time in November on that same date.
It's anniversary.
It's anniversary.
It's anniversary.
Social media is hilarious. That's so funny. That was a very teachable moment. She got humbled fast. The other thing, Rodney and I, we shared, and I think I shared that you guys got. It was a young lady about to go on a date with a gentleman, and she wanted to get some. I'm gonna let the video play, but wanted to get some food for her daughter before they went out. the man didn't buy her daughter any food, so she decided to cut him off. And I'm gonna let people in the audience see the video because I want producer Jamie. Can you please play the video for what I just spoke about with the McDonald's conversation?
From a man's perspective, tell me if this is just way out of pocket. And this is why we talking prenuptials and shit. On the first date, I had to get my daughter something to eat before he took me out. So I was like, can you run me by the McDonald's real quick because I'm running behind, woo woo. We get to McDonald's. All she got was her classic, a milkshake, 4-piece nugget, and a small fry. When the lady at the window asked for the bread,
he's like, where's that?
Yeah.
Nigga, you said run me through McDonald's real quick so we can. Yeah, nigga, you gonna pay for it.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think that's the
Already,
problem
that was
now.
the first problem.
That ain't no problem.
At that moment,
That's your problem.
Look, and it was at that moment. Now, I had the
You
bread,
could've paid for the.
and I even asked him, did he want anything? But look, it was at that moment that I knew you were never getting this pussy.
Because he ain't paid for your daughter food.
Fuck you on the first
Okay,
date.
so honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. My boss
might
one
have-
year knew I was having a sleepover for my daughter. He was like, "Oh, that's what you know. I'll order her pizza."
That's why most of relationships they cheat
But
on.
like,
you. That's
no,
why
it's
most
not.
relationships they cheat on you with somebody at work because of shit like that.
No,
I'm gonna pay for the daughter.
He was
Yeah,
an
I'm
old-
gonna pay
he
for
was
all
an
that.
old white man.
And I'm pretty sure
No,
you want
he
some
was
young pussy. What you mean?
but
Well, you were
I'm
paying
gonna
for
tell
it.
you what
You
it
wouldn't
is.
have
I'ma
to be
tell you-
looking to him.
I was single at the time, but I'm gonna tell you what
No,
it
I'm
is.
just saying
No, I get what
hypothetically.
you said.
I will fuck your boss up.
Wow.
What thoughts, gentlemen?
Wow.
Let me ask you this question:
Oh, I
is,
got a whole lot of thoughts.
is there a correlation between being pretty and systemically ghetto? Is there a correlation? No, it just seems like that's the trade-off. Like if you get one, that usually you got to get the other. But
We can't say ghetto, we can say hood because some people might take offense to that.
okay, but they knew what I meant though.
No, these words are coming out of Kelvin's mouth, not Demond Pearson this time.
But pretty will let you get away with a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
So Rod, your thoughts, Rod?
Yeah, I mean, I got a few thoughts on this one. First of all, she said it was the first date, correct?
Correct.
All right, so she basically was running late on the first date, so that's an issue.
Start there.
Yeah, that's a problem right there. Then the thing is, first date, just met this guy, and you're bringing your daughter around him. Okay.
That too.
Okay. So now the thing is, me personally, I don't care what people think at this point, but I would not have bought the McDonald's either, because first of all, the child shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been seeing your child that early. It's early. It's our first date. If I'm not sticking around, I shouldn't be seeing that child that early. And the thing is, and then you want me to take a McDonald's and buy. Then she also said he wasn't going to get none because he didn't pay for the McDonald's. So I guess she comes pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of issues there. Like, and I'm speaking from experience, and I know Demond can have my back on this. Like, when I was a single father and then I was dating, like, I didn't bring women around my kids unless they were women that were going to be sticking around for a little while.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want my kids to be like, well, daddy keeps bringing all these women around or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I would leave and, go out and do what I had to do or whatever. But, that's just me personally. I don't believe in that. If the guy's on his first date, I mean, I don't even think you should be seeing your kid on the first date. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just leads. It just starts a really poor precedent, man.
It does. It starts. I hate to jump back in, Derik, but it kind of sends a very negative message to the guy that you're dating.
Yes.
And then you're going to wonder why he's not taking you seriously.
Yes.
Look at what you're doing.
Yeah. No, she was right to say, listen, I'm not going to give him no, after this. Listen, because it wasn't going nowhere anyway. After
it ain't going nowhere.
He did that. It was going nowhere serious anyway after that.
Yeah. And the thing is, she's telling the story from one side. We got to hear this guy's point of view. The guy might be saying, yo, she got in the car. She wanted McDonald's. She was fighting over Happy Meal. The kid was bad. It could be a whole different story there, But Kelvin, personally, I don't think she should have brought a kid around.
No, man.
Kelvin, any thoughts before I go, Kelvin?
Well, first of all, I think my opening statement pretty much summed up what they were saying. Because I mean, no, but I think on to be serious though, I think Rodney was spot on.
Yes, Monique. Well,
that's what I was going to say. Monique took it out of my mouth, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, she's got a point there.
Yeah,
why didn't she
true.
cook?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
Is true.
Yeah.
But the kind of the value that you see, in other words, you have to ask yourself, because I think what happens in some situations, people are looking for someone who can help them out, who could, and that's what we've kind of perpetuated. You know what I mean? And so she's leveraging, saying, listen, this is the value I bring, the way I look, or whatever like that. That's what I bring. So in exchange for that, then I want you to take care of, financial things or whatever like that. And it does set a bad precedent. And the fact that she's trying to justify it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, and like Rodney said, so the deciding fact of you giving yourself to somebody, we talking about a Happy Meal. We talking about a child's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just too much. And to be honest with you, we don't know how to engage in relationship. We just don't.
Yeah.
The thing was like when Monique said, I was gonna say she should already know she was going on a date. Hours on end. She should have had that stuff prepared for her. As a man, I'm looking at her now. You have a child, and I'm gonna get serious with you. How you gonna do our child? Are you gonna be
correct?
Are you gonna have everything prepared and ready for it?
Correct. You're sending me a bad message. You're sending a very bad message to me.
Exactly. Like Masali said in the comments, she said, "I'm trying to date her, not her daughter." So, like you said, Rod, why are you bringing the kids around? Like, I'm not trying to meet the family to get in right then, but
exactly, this could be our last date. Our first date could be our last date. But
you have to understand this, and let me say this to you gentlemen who all have children. You have to understand this. I remember years ago, I was working at JFK. I dated a young lady, and I didn't even date the girl. Her friend was trying to introduce me to her. And her friend they were Dominican, and I remember she said, "Kelvin, she got a kid, but don't worry, the father's not around." It was almost like, you get to pay for the whole thing. Like in other words, you get kind of take over completely, and that was like a selling point to her. Like, don't worry about it. She's getting no money from the father either or support. So you could just jump right in there and be the one to provide. So I think some people look at it like that, and I apologize for saying systemically ghetto. I teach a class called Getabulism, and I'm writing a book called Intro to Getology, and so we cover that in chapter 3. So I'm sorry, but I should not be make a judgment like that. So my fault.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, in 2020, man, we had a lot of people on that bullshit in 2020.
Yeah.
So I mean, and we're gonna put a couple of pictures up, and we hopefully people comment and they say when they want to say about these people we put on the and when we put the pictures up. So, producer Jamie, who's the first person on that bullshit in 2020?
Like us.
I guess, yeah. Damn.
Oh, he's saying we on some bullshit.
We played ourselves.
He's on some bullshit.
There we go.
All right. Okay, now look.
That's Cam Newton, right?
Before y'all judge,
that's
I know
Cam.
exactly.
That's Cam.
Before y'all judge, I'm gonna tell you what it is. He's doing a great tribute. So here we go.
Okay, who's it a tribute to?
Okay, so respect to him. Anybody that saw the Wiz, thank you, Cam. I appreciate it.
It was a throwback look, right?
Kelvin, that was good. That was good, Kelvin.
Thank you, Cam. Much respect.
Only thing I can say when I see that is whatever he's smoking, he better stop smoking it because he thinks he's somebody's grandmother.
Yo,
And the thing is, you know what? It just hit me. You know who he looks like? You know how you always got that aunt that always got the stink breath and wants to give you a kiss when she see you and talking about, give me sugar, baby. Come here, give me some sugar.
That's
who it reminds me of.
Always smell like cigarettes.
You got to smell like cigarettes or liquor if you want to give somebody a kiss. Yeah, that's who he reminds me of. Yeah. Come here, baby. Give me some sugar.
He got the Whitney Houston scarf in that movie when she was with what's my man?
The
bodyguard scarf.
Yeah.
He has the Little Richard jacket, and he has the Andre Harrell glasses.
Oh, this dude.
I don't know.
Oh man,
who said to him that this is fly? This is hot.
Well, see, that's what I wanted to touch on. What happens? I realized this when these dudes get into that income bracket and they go to these different stylists and stuff like that. So to be like, this scarf is like $1,500 and this jacket is like $8,000. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nobody has this. And I think they mistake something for looking good. They mistake good for different. And I think that's the difference.
He should have just went to Gordon Cottrell. He
made that. This is at a press conference. He came looking like.
But he does this all the time.
All the time. Like he should be. Cam should be focused on more of the playbook, and so he won't stop throwing interceptions and throwing the ball on the ground.
Nah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. The arm is shot.
Yeah, I think also I give Cam the benefit. The only thing I give him benefit is that he never had great receivers for him. Never had great receivers. Steve Smith's the only one you could think of. Never had great.
Yeah, he had Steve. Yeah, he had Steve Smith.
What would your woman do if a dude showed up to the house like that on a date?
My
We
woman.
want to know. Yo,
What would a woman do?
A woman
let's
do?
ask the women what would they do if a man showed up looking like that on the first date? Like what would be their response?
He better buy them chicken nuggets,
somebody
I'll
please
tell you
chime in. Yeah, it won't be nuggets. It won't be chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
All right, so before we know when we go to the next picture, and then when we always go back to Cam.
Oh,
I said I was gonna say nothing when I saw this picture again, but I'm gonna.
Okay, let me say this. I said to myself probably during the George Floyd situation that I wouldn't even acknowledge this woman's presence, but since she's on the screen, what I think is this. I think first of all, identity crisis. I think this is a person who genuinely, and what I've noticed is a lot of these conservatives, what they do is they come from areas where they are usually in a very, very bad economic situation. And so when they look around and see the commonality is usually Black. In their mind, I think they just have this thing about the white community and they gravitate toward. And I think that's what it is. I think they actually hate their predicament. And I think they assess that predicament to the people they come from and what they look like. And I think that's why they run as fast away from it. So there's a lot of foul names we could say about Candace Owens. She's no dummy. I just think the reality of it is, I just think she's really, really not happy in her own skin. You know what I'm saying? Not comfortable, just unhappy in her own skin. You know, because the way she looks to her, that represents everything that is wrong with life in the country. In my estimation, that's how she feels.
She looks sad and to me and broken. It's hard for me to get off on the sister because I mean, she reminds me of like my niece or somebody. You know what I mean? Like she's a young lady who believes how she believes and she's brilliant in her own way. She's just terribly, terribly, terribly wrong and confused,
But somebody does have to help her with that lipstick situation, though. You got to do better than that, though. You got to come back home for that. Somebody got to do something.
Yeah, but that lets you know she ain't around too many folks that really, give a damn about her. So, I mean, it's a sad system, man. You know what I mean? Just you talk about somebody who's just on the wrong side of Black history. That's it right there. That's the picture.
You're like Black Gidget. Like, what is that? That just looks like. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I said we was gonna be positive. I'm sorry. My bad, man.
See what Masali just said?
Yep. Masali be breaking it.
Yeah, because she hates the Blackness.
Yeah.
Real,
And then also she said if Cam Newton showed up to her door, she said she would act like she was a sister. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Jamie, next person. Who you got for us? I think Rod got issues.
Yeah,
perfect timing. Rod is Teddy Riley.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
This is perfect timing. We ain't making this up. This is hilarious.
Yeah, man, we did not make this up. It just came together this way. Wow.
This picture, just like when doing too much, that's what this should be. When doing too much goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like Teddy just keep it simple and plain and everything. So it'd have been all right. But
that was the craziest hot mess ever, man. You know what I mean? And I got so much respect for both of these brothers, man. Just like the musical geniuses that they are, man. On some real, and it was.
They should run it back, though. They should.
But I think the moment is gone, bro.
It's gone.
The moment is past. You can't get it back, man. The anticipation, and now it's just like that was a moment in time. That's when everybody was doing the verses, and it was a thing, and it was COVID. And we were ready. And man, so I don't know.
Hey, but listen, somebody has to make a mistake for everybody to get it right afterwards, right?
Yeah,
we set the trend for verses to be successful after. So we got to tip our hats on. Like, thank you, uncles, for taking that.
Man. It's simple, man. Dang,
is Babyface related to Scottie Pippen?
The same nose, right? No, but Scottie Pippen look bad now to me, man. He look a little crazy in the face, man. A little long.
How did he look before? Do you?
Yeah, Scotty looked bad, but baby, I love Scotty though.
His wife though, his ex-wife, she's just like
she's giving him hell, boy. She's giving him hell.
She's just dating these 20-year-old basketball players and stuff who are married.
I don't know, man.
Not a great look. Not a great look.
He bought McDonald's on the first date or what, man? Is that how it goes, man? Hey,
it's producer Jamie, bring up our next picture, man.
Oh yes,
peace.
That right there, just that encapsulates 2020 for me, right there.
It makes me think of my man Apollo Creed.
Oh,
Drago.
Yo,
Yeah.
he just made everything like, you know what I mean? We were just another instance. We were just so ready for the night, and that was the best thing that came out the night.
I just feel bad for his kids though. They just gonna be grown before they live that down because he dedicated the fight to them.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that's what you could do.
But this is like Derek said, 2020, because everybody came with this great feeling. 2020 is gonna be the shit. I'm gonna be the new me, new you, or new year, new me. And then he just everybody got whopped. Came charging in like Nate and just called that boom. That was 2020 was this fight.
You know what? Excellent. Well said. Well said.
Excellent word.
But guess what? You know what? You got to get back up off in life. It's you know what I'm saying? It's a microcosm of life. Get back up off the canvas.
Yeah,
you know. And I asked the question, Derek. I want to ask this to you. Give me a time. I'd like to hear some of the ladies talk about the worst pickup line somebody ran on them. And guys, what was the worst situation you ever tried to talk to a woman? And
I can't come.
He can't think of one.
I can't think of one. I can't think of one. Brad, somebody that knows me. I can't think of one. I had a bad time. I don't know.
You mean timing wise? Like you tried to rap?
You went for it and it just didn't work out.
Ooh, I've been real selective, man, with my thing. I don't know. I pride myself.
So none of y'all ever caught a L.
Tell me about it, Kelvin. You know what I mean?
Rod, say something, Rod.
I don't know. I can't. I have to think about it. Rod, you good?
No, okay. Nah, Rod said Teddy Riley again on us, man.
Yeah, Teddy Riley. All right, I got to think about that, man. It's been too long, man. I got to think about that one.
Yeah. So, what you call it? I think only time I think back was when Green Acres Mall had the arcade upstairs. This is long. This is in the 80s, and I was at the mall, and this girl asked me to play a video game, and I only had 1 quarter left, and I refused to give it to her. And that's the only time I couldn't kick it to her because I was trying to talk to her. She can't get your quarter, and I wanted to play this one game, and I was like, God damn! I couldn't get my last quarter, man. I was like, forget it. She probably
it's so funny because mine was at Green Acres Mall too.
Jamie. the next one. You got another picture for us, Sammy? Jamie, whatever your name is.
Jamie.
Oh, wait till Rod's back. No, can't hear Rod.
Riley's still not back, man.
I got it. You know what we need Casper to go over to Rod house and just do like some filing.
We need a magical white man to come over there and help out. Yeah.
You see me around, I can't find him. Yeah.
That's the police department. The police department is trying to cut in on my man Rod's stuff and trying to silence the brother. We're not having it though.
Oh man,
I'm not gonna let my man Rod free.
Y'all get the shake. Wait a minute. Do y'all get the shakedown from the police? Like they send you the veterans the thing, and they call you up and they go, "Oh, okay, you know, you want to? Can you what is donate to the veterans?"
Yo, you know what, Derek? It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because lately it's like I've been getting hit up every day by people, and people today, I guess times are so bad. People come up to you anywhere, any situation, and dudes is coming up to the car window, like, you know what I'm saying? And so what do you do in that situation? Because I have to feel it. Sometimes I feel compelled to give people stuff, and then sometimes I'm just not feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
I was in Far Rockaway today, man, and I saw a 1980s crackhead, bro. Came out of nowhere, just knocked on the window, startled me, man. I'm telling you, I hadn't seen that, experienced that since the 80s, man. Wow. Crazy, yeah.
Jamie, who you got for us next? Who's next? Who got any more? Jamie?
That was pretty much it on the picture.
Oh, that was it?
Okay. No. Terry Crews is in the building.
Oh, here we go. Can we get Derek to the side?
All right. I'm gonna say this. All right, I met Terry Crews at the Golden Globes in LA in 2006, right? I'll say this about Terry Crews. He played himself just saying anything about social issues at all, because he's not gonna come back from that. But one thing about him that kind of always got me was I've never seen a person happier to be in entertainment. In every show he come out, he got to do the thing with his pecs, and then he got to dance and all that stuff. It looked terrible. It just looks bad. It looks bad. Only thing missing is like watermelon. Buck
dancing all the time, and yes, a master.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Can y'all hear me?
That's his leg.
Yeah, there you go, Rod. There you go.
We back
I'm
with
good,
you, brother.
Yeah, you back.
The NYPD not gonna stop you, brother. I know what they trying to do.
They are. They trying to stop me from letting people know the truth.
That's what I'm saying.
And plus, it's too much of a coincidence that Teddy Riley picture came up, and then all of a sudden I went back.
Damn.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Hey Jamie, who's that? All right, so we back still on Terry Crews.
Let me get some Terry Crews.
My thing with Terry Crews was a sister came to bat for him, and he didn't help the sister out. Terry Coons, that's what he is. Like Gabrielle Union went to bat for this brother, and us as the black community supported him when he was saying he was getting his genitalia felt on and all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah,
the opportunity to return that to the sister, he could have said, "Listen, I don't know what." He could have said anything else than what he said, and he dropped the ball and let the sister down.
Yeah,
and he like totally dropped the ball. He didn't support the sister. Like, come on, like. I have no respect for this man at all. Zero respect. I'm not gonna call him no more names. I just have no respect for him.
Terry Crews seems like a guy that's just dying for white people to accept him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get from Terry Crews. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's career driven. You know, I think I heard Kelvin say something about every time he takes off his shirt, he's got to do this little peck thing or whatever. Like to me, that's like shucking and jiving to me.
It's shucking and jiving. It's showing you.
Yeah, it's shucking and jiving.
You're trying to get picked. Like, you know, like it's like when they used to go, when black people used to have to go out and try to look like the best looking so they could do housework, maid work, or do yard work, be strong. And he's always doing that. Like, dude, cut it out. It's corny. Like, you don't have to do that. We all know that you big and swole.
Yeah.
It's corny now. I don't think he's gonna come back from this.
And the other thing is you have to look so non-threatening. So he already looks physically whatever. So now he's got to look, keep, entertaining and dancing and being friendly and
I think that was it. I think that was evidence. Word was out on him within the circle that you could just go up there and just feel him and do any kind of way, treat him any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Do what that if he didn't feel that way or hadn't heard that way.
Yeah. Kelvin just nailed it. Remember, D, me in the conversations that me and you had about being a large, bald black man?
Oh, it's always intimidating to him.
Oh, it's always intimidating.
So
I think Kelvin nailed it. That's what he's trying to escape from. He's trying to escape from the bald, large black man image. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta understand, he was in the NFL before. So what happens is you're in the NFL, which the average NFL career is 3 years. So he's in the NFL, right? Then you lose all of that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of dudes don't make. I mean, I'm saying 70% of the
Rod, don't touch nothing. Rod, don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. Whatever you at, you stay right there. You stay right where you at. Don't touch nothing. Whatever you're doing, don't touch nothing.
I think some of these dudes are so afraid to go back where they came from. Some of them really, I think, are just afraid. And once he lost the NFL, like he said, he didn't know what to do, and he was overweight and all that stuff like that. So he came and changed his body and stuff. So now you fight. I mean, you look at Steve Harvey. You look at him. I mean, they got to play that role. And if you make one statement or misstep, forget it. It's a wrap, and they know that. That's why I respected Martin Lawrence, his depiction on his show, and George Jefferson. Go ahead.
Yeah, next picture because we have next picture. When we get to this time on the time. Here we go. To me, I'm gonna set this on. This is when a side dude doesn't play his position right. That's the picture, perfect picture. Like, shut up, get the check, and get the ass.
He could have ate forever. He could have ate forever, man.
He probably could have ate both of the asses.
Probably.
Let me explain something to you. They would have took his social security number and he would have became a dependent. You know what I'm saying? All he had to do was just be quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But when I see that,
look at Jamie.
You hold us down, right?
That's got to come up when you talk sometimes, D.
All right, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say the bigger picture to me is this. I guess this is foul to say, and I always was a Will Smith fan. I'm tired of the Smith family, and Jada has done more on the social media than she did her entire career to me. Like, it kind of just the little legacy that she had with A Different World and Low Down Dirty Shame and stuff like that. We don't even think about that. And Jada right there, even to the plastic surgery, it just seems like it just became too much. And like right there, Jada looks like somebody's grandmother right there. Like, it don't even look like her anymore.
It look better than her.
Yeah, it's like not even, it's like something seen.
I think she got too thin. That's what happened. She got a little.
But she was
too
always thin to me. She was always thin.
Looks
She
like
was
she
always
got
thin.
even thinner. Looks like she got even thinner. But let me ask you this, guys.
Alternative facts for 2020. That's funny. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, right? Do you guys think that conversation that they had on her show at the Red Table, when she told Will what happened, you think that was them acting at that moment right there?
Yeah, that was scripted.
There's no way you could get me to believe that she brought that man on that show and told him that for the first time.
No. That was not only scripted; it was well thought out. You saw two actors in action.
You saw two actors.
And think about it; it took a little while. I'm gonna tell you the mistake I think they made. The mistake they made was responding to it. Because if they didn't respond
I think they had to get ahead of it.
No. Because what happens is with the internet and all the stuff that goes around, we've been hearing about them being swingers for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't respond to it, now what you did was you took an A-list actor and now you allowed a unknown. I still don't know who he is. And you brought him into the equation. And so when you respond to it, you give credibility. If you ignore it and don't respond to it, we're like, dude is lying. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
I beg to differ a little bit.
We'll talk.
Okay, go ahead.
We bring it on another one. We want to talk about it now because we got 4 more picks to go. Our producer.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna just touch on it real quick, right? The thing is, I believe that they knew that he was going to go out and tell. So the bottom line is they had to get ahead of it. They had to come out and say, yeah, it's true. So then that basically kills it. He was going to go out. He will probably do a whole bunch of interviews. He'll get a whole bunch of checks or whatever. And then basically it would be his story that would be the top story. So with them getting ahead of it and admitting to it, then basically it killed the flame. And that's what I think celebrities do.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's so unknown that it's like if
they had to let him go with the story, he would have became known.
Do you think he had proof? Because if he don't have no proof,
you don't know. You don't know. If he came out and snitched like that, he could have been recording her conversations with him for months or years or whatever. You don't know what he had, so they had to get ahead of it.
And maybe he did have something. Maybe that's why
he probably did. I mean, look at what he's wearing. He's wearing like the holiday jumpsuit. You know, it's something ain't right with him.
All right, Jamie. Our next pick. On that note, our next pick.
Oh, Joe.
I was
Joe
going to say
Buttons.
this N-word here. The man, alleged, was masturbating his dog.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
His ex-lady friend said he was used to get thrills of performing a little hand job on his doggy dog. Not just the rub. Hey, come here, Spotty. Come here, Petey. A little bit more. And he thought,
come on.
Have I mentioned during the show yet that we're not gonna get anywhere? Have I mentioned that yet? I was trying not to mention it, but I think.
I mean, I have to say I don't know a lot about Joe's Buttons except for maybe the rap songs he made and when he was on the radio in the morning.
Joe Buttons has been fire. Good. He was a good radio personality. He had a deal with Spotify, and he turned it down. And I think him and Charlamagne got beef because Charlamagne took the check, and Joe Buttons was talking about also. Like, he owns his own content.
They said they thought it was Derik.
Oh, they thought it was Derik. Wow.
You know what? I think Joe Budden is a known antagonist, and I think what he does is he likes to do things kind of for the exposure. I also think he, in his mind, is a lot smarter than he actually is. And one of my friends always said in a dimly lit room, a candle looks like a star, and I think he epitomizes that.
Wow,
that's deep.
That's deep, Kelvin.
Kelvin's gonna drop the mic on us on that.
Yeah, you goddamn slam that mic down, Kelvin.
No, don't do it.
No, don't slam it down. Give that mic to Rodney.
Exactly.
I need an extra mic over here. Yo, I'm not gonna touch nothing. I won't even lean on the table.
Don't move. Jamie, next picture, please.
I guess I already said the no is a people part. Right? You know what? First of all, back to the antagonist thing. I think being a troll. I think 50 Cent is that. I think he's another person who got stardom kind of late. You think about it. LL became famous at 17? Nas at like 18, 19. He became famous around his mid 20s. I think maybe like 26 or something. Kind of like Jay-Z.
Maybe
so
30,
I think
maybe 30,
right? Really, really late. And so I think what it is he's involved in everything. Like he wants to keep his name out there, everything. And I would say if you're 20 years old and was not around for Get Rich or Die Trying, you just think he's some type of caricature online. That's what it is. But I've never seen a person outside of maybe Trump that just responds to everything. Like Rodney's point about all publicity is good publicity. Then to me, that he's the one that encapsulates that, because I mean, I don't care what, he's always involved. And to me, he's known for everything else but music now. And that's the problem with me. And as far as Lil Wayne is concerned, I'll just say I don't get it. I never got it. I understand that his talent, people love his distinct voice and how fast he was able to put out music. But when I see a person like that looks like that or whatever like that, I just kind of wonder, like, you know, what's going on? What is the plan? Like, when he looks at this picture, is he like that? Does he like just the way he comes across and stuff like that? It's just really, really, really odd to me.
He's trying to stay the sponsorship.
Look, I don't necessarily have too much to say about either one of these dudes. Like, I just don't think, like, listen, we can't expect rappers to be high character people, man. If we get them to, you know, or any entertainer for that matter, if we get high character out of them, you know, great. But you know, I just don't know. I think almost like that moment, I hate to say it, but I feel like we had a moment in hip hop where they had an opportunity to really bring to light some real issues. You know what I mean? And that moment has passed, and this is sort of like the product of everything that came after. You know what I mean? These guys are out for self. Everything, you know, that they talk about, everything, just it's just a very selfish art form right now, rap, man, you know, and a very self-centered thing. And this is what it is, you know, I don't get surprised by much, you know. So yeah, they can rap, both of them, great lyricists, you know, can turn a phrase and, you know, make people shake their ass or whatever, but you know, that's about as deep as it's gonna get, you know what I mean? So
but listen, if we had the Terry Crews situation, right? When we talk about Terry Crews, the way he's made to look non-threatening, do we have to perpetuate the image of every black man looking angry, or every black man ready to fight, or every black man representing the gang, or every black man, like, that seems to be part of the package. That's part of it. Like whatever neighborhood you come from, every story is the same story. My father wasn't there, and you know, I grew up in the projects and this, that, and the third. And I think we perpetuate that into the point where even if it's not true, people will borrow someone else's story or likeness and use that to sell it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's you know, that's the formula. We used to have much more diverse messaging in rap at one point, but you know, we don't now. This is what we have. Every story has to sound the same now, I guess, you know. So that's just what it is.
Jamie, let's go to our next picture.
Oh, this dude.
Oh God.
But for those that don't know, allegedly Odell Beckham's girlfriend said he liked when she defecated on himself.
Yeah,
defecated on him. Sorry.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Did you guys see the interview with her, the girl that's making these allegations?
I saw it on earlier this year. Yes.
What she look like?
She's I mean, she's isn't she another rapper's baby's mother or something like that?
I have no idea who any of these new rappers are.
The reason I can understand it is because that would stop her from then having to sleep with him, and so I thought that's probably what he was going for.
Unfortunately, I saw the interview, and someone sent it to me, and basically she's saying that at first she started off keeping it a secret of who she was talking about, as far as, you know, this person wants her to basically literally shit on her. And she talked about how he was going to fly her out, and that he described what he was going to do to her with waste, with shit. And then she revealed who it was in the interview, and it was Odell Beckham. It was quite disturbing.
Well,
I don't know if the dude is into that. I don't know if she's making this up to try to get people to listen to her, but it was pretty disturbing when you hear the interview.
Well, Odell got hurt this year, so he's shit out of luck. So Jamie, to the next.
You nailed that one, D. You nailed that one. Still going to hell, though. You're still going to hell.
Jamie, the next picture, man. Next picture.
Ooh.
Yeah, my producer told me already, and upper management said I cannot make any comments about Herman Cain. So,
oh, you mean Herman? Yes, a Boston Kane.
I can't say nothing to him.
Let me explain. I'm going to say something. I'll say something. You know, out of all the people that hung around with Donald Trump that caught COVID, he's the only one that died. He was the only one that was black too. So I don't know.
Only thing I can say is we sick, boy. We sick.
We sick.
Yeah, we sick, boss. But
and it happened. It happened. It happened just that way. We sick. He died. And Trump got it. We sick.
Yeah, we sick. Yeah.
You know. With that,
well, you know, unfortunately, this man has passed away, so we're not going to tear him up too much because he's deceased.
No, he's deceased. Herman Cain was a great man. Built his own empire.
Yeah, Godfather Pizza.
Godfather Pizza. And that's kind of what, and it's a shame that that's kind of what kind of gets lost in the fact if you just took it without the politics and just kind of looked at who he was, there's a lot there to kind of admire in a sense of him just being a businessman. You know what I mean? His personal story. Unfortunately, you know, you just got this other side that just kind of washes away so much of that.
Yeah, and our community, we don't see him the same way anymore because he tied his horse to the wrong.
Yeah, he was with the wrong people.
But
just happened to hang out with the wrong people.
The funniest thing to me was when he was interviewed and they asked him, what does he think about the way Obama handled Libya? And instead of saying, I don't know how Obama handled Libya, he tried to come up and make up an answer, and it was hilarious. And I'm sorry, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. So they asked him, like, do you agree with the way Barack Obama handled Libya? And he's like, Libya. See, what I would have done is I would have got the information, and then from that information, then I would have made the assessment of the situation. And they was like, you don't know what happened in Libya. He had no idea. But shout out to Herman Cain.
Shout out to Herman Cain.
Wherever he's resting peacefully at. But he played it, he played himself not wearing a mask on them things. All that defiance and stuff like that.
Choking and driving went wrong.
Well, he was making the boss happy.
Yeah, listen, he went down doing what got him there. He that's what the girl that he brought to the dance, bro.
Somebody once told me, do not ask me to change in death what you did in life. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That's true, though. That's true.
With that said, Rodney, can you bring us a commercial part of the show?
Yeah, we got a sponsor that's come back. Real Life 68 brand. They have bold statements on hoodies, t-shirts, and they have jackets, they have coats, and it's some good looking stuff, you know. I wear it myself. So Jamie, you can bring in that commercial for Real Life 68 brand.
And we have Margot Priestley coming back as a sponsor.
Yeah. Okay, great.
All right. Thank you for our sponsors coming back.
Thank you.
And make sure you follow both sponsors on Instagram.
Yep, Margot Priestley It's on Instagram. I think Facebook. I'm not sure about Twitter yet, but
Yeah.
But
the Real Life 68 Brands on Instagram.
This segment of the show is like we're very fortunate to have a lot of people that rocked out with us since we started this I think a couple of months back, and we really just want to show our appreciation. We also want to get their thoughts, and we really want for the people that view us. We really want y'all to be part of the show and take this long ride with us. And
there you go. You saw
there go my dude. He shows up.
Girl, the mascot did a flash.
I love that dude, man.
We all love that dude. We all love that dude.
We gotta bring him on the show, man. We gotta bring him on the show. So listen, we want to we get your opinions. We want to get your thoughts. We really want to have more of you guys part of the show a few times a week. So this time we are very fortunate to have my sister from another mister that rocked out with us from day one. I love this young lady. I work with her closely at work with the stuff that we do inside the community. If I had to go to war and be in the trenches, this is the person I definitely would carry along with me. So welcome my sister. I call her Cult Jam. Her name is Lisa Garcia.
All right.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
Hey guys, it's very nice to see you all.
What's up, sister?
Good to see you again. We always see you in the comments too. We love that about you.
That's my listen. Y'all think I talk shit at work? This motherfucker here.
My favorite thing to do at work is to get that man in trouble.
Yo, I'm so glad.
In a good way. In a good way.
In a good way.
I thought you was gonna be snitching or something.
No.
Nah, I've known her for over 15 years, I think, right, Lisa? Something like
Going
that.
on 18.
18, damn, 18 years. I didn't realize. So the thing is, at work, I'm glad it went to Zoom now, because this person here will have me in a regular meeting, suited and booted, and will send me a text message. And I look at the damn phone, and I'm ready to bust out laughing. Y'all know I can't hold shit in. A good joke is funny as hell to me. I'm glad that we have Zoom now that I can shut off my screen and just crack and don't have to listen to this fool right here, man. I love this girl here. I love this sister here, man. This is one of my favorite people to ever work with, man. So how's your holidays, Lisa? How was your holidays?
Christmas was great. I got to see the family, got to go to Long Island and see the majority of them. You know, I have a big family. So normally there's about 18 of us, but 6 of the family members decided to, play it really safe and stay home. So we got to see everybody else and hang out on Christmas Eve. I have some leftover coquito that I've been drinking for.
I got listen.
All right.
So soon as my son go back to his mom, I'm coming over there because I can't drink with him around because I'll be messed up over here. Because I can't. I have my full focus when Little D's in the house. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what's up. So Lisa, thank you for always hanging out with us and everything like that. What are some of your favorite segments of the show? How do you feel about where can we go with this? And tell us a little something.
Yeah, well, first of all, I really appreciate it, and of course, I'm going to support anything that you do, D, because I love you.
Oh, that's so nice. There's a check. You're trying to get a check.
hey, as soon as we get a sponsor check, one of these sponsors, I think the break off something,
Yo, people be late on their payments, man. Don't worry, it's coming.
No, but honestly, the thing I appreciate the most is just hearing the 4 of you speaking in the beginning, like what you were just doing right now. I just think it's really important to hear intelligent voices of color speaking the truth, right? We don't get to hear that often. And the 4 of you have some viewpoints that are different, some that are similar. I just love the way the 4 of you vibe with each other. And it's just good to see some, good, strong Black men doing the right thing. And talking about things that are very important. So salute to all 4 of you for that.
Lisa,
thank you very much.
Thank you. You're more qualified to answer this than just about anybody, and we appreciate your support and commitment to the show. So if there's something that you'd like to see going forward in the new year, when we start to take it up a notch, is there something that you can think of that you'd like to see more of or less of?
Besides Derik getting his feet done.
I don't think nobody needs to see that, brother. That should not be on the menu.
Derik, I'm gonna hook you up because according to your wife last week, your feet are beautiful. So you might not have to see that. I don't know. I don't know, but if that happens, I'm definitely looking forward to it because I know how important a pedicure is to Damon. So
you know me.
How is it working with Damon though?
Oh man, he knows this. First of all, we check in with each other work-wise at least once a week. So if it wasn't for him though, I think the 2 of us
We went through a rough year together.
We had a rough year, and if it weren't for him, life would be a lot more challenging at work. So I really appreciate having somebody like D at work, and he's got everybody's back. Everybody loves him at work. He's well known. I always joke. He talked about this a few times on this show, and I made note of it once. Like, he knows everybody, and everybody knows him and loves him. So he's just got that great personality.
Thank you,
and we love him too.
Don't have me crying on this show now.
I cried. That's my man.
I cried too many times on these work Zooms and shit. It was a bad year for Lisa now, man. We that's my girl right there. But Lisa, what was I gonna say? Lisa, hey, listen, this is one thing. Lisa, you just made a historic moment on Let's Chop It Up. I produce it's called the Black and Latino Media. You're the first person of Latin descent on the show, my sister.
Wait, no, that's not true. Wait, isn't
my wife
somebody's wife from Costa Rica?
Oh, that's right. Your wife is from Costa Rica.
Yes,
That's right. That's right. Second person.
Second.
First Puerto Rico.
And I did say to D just recently that I one day want to start my own podcast, just focusing on starting off with talking about the Latinx culture, because we all come from all different walks of life. Light skin, dark skin, curly hair, straight hair, speaking Spanish, not speaking Spanish, no hair. Growing up in America versus growing up in another country and then coming here. I just kind of want to explore all of that. So I'm actually taking notes when I listen to all of you too, because I'm getting a lot of knowledge from all of you so that I can start my own one of these days.
Okay, Lisa, now you got to ask anybody on the show outside of D a question. Ask one question, one pertinent question that you'd like to ask any of the guys other than D.
Okay. I'm dying to know, Derik, on an average basis, how many times does your house guest walk by you? Because that's my favorite thing to see.
He literally waits for us to do this. That's when he comes.
Yeah, he's gonna come out.
I swear to you, it's not even a joke.
That's a funny part of the show. Very funny part of the show.
Oh my gosh. I remember she texted me like, "Yo, D, who's the random white guy?" And we were on the show.
Oh, man.
This is the shit I be talking about that she be doing at work, man.
Yeah. But Lisa, I'm
excited and laughing. It's on me.
Lisa, I'm thinking about when we come back from the holidays. I'm thinking about getting me a white guy that's going to walk past too. Because the thing is, I'll be honest with you. Like, I thought it was kind of hot that Derik had a white guy he owned. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was kind of hot. You know? I said I want one too. So it's like when your man get the BMW, you say, "Oh, I'll get one too."
No, that's hilarious.
So Lisa, we want to thank you, but by token of appreciation, we want to give you our first person to receive our Let's Chop It Up t-shirts that we just started. So I need you to text me your size, your address, and Rod will get it out to you as soon as possible. But we truly appreciate you, my sister. I love you to death. I can't wait till my son go back. I need some coquito in my life. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been drunk in over a month or high. Also for one.
No, I know that's a lie.
I had one setback. I relapsed. But listen, I can't wait till the things open up. We can check out a Yankee game. This sister's a diehard Yankee fan right here. We can talk about baseball all
nice.
She played. No, we played. No, serious. Before we get off, she played in the same softball league with me. She's a real deal, man. She boxed, all kind of stuff. So this is real.
Oh, wow. For the Yankees too. Don't forget for 5
Oh
years.
yeah. That's right. Every year she went out to you tell them about it, Lisa. You tell them.
Yeah, the Yankees have a fantasy camp for women down at their training facility in Tampa, and for 5 years I was there. So I'm officially a Hall of Fame Yankee.
Nice.
I hit a triple on the big field, which that's a long way to run. Woo.
Wow. As we get old, it's a long way. We were 21. It felt like it was just like 2 steps, but now as we older, in our 40s, it is a little different now. But Lisa, thank you for coming on here. Thank you for supporting us. I love you, my sister, and I hope to see you really, really soon in person.
Yes, you're doing a great thing, guys. Love
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you. Really appreciate you.
All right. That's my girl Colt Jam right
Kelvin.
there, man.
And I'm
Kelvin
telling you,
blowing
man,
up.
if you ever tried running, like when was the last time y'all just hauled off and ran, bro? Like your leg, I just feel like my legs are just in cement, man.
Nah, I can't run a state. I can't do that shit. I'm telling you right now, we get chased by the police. I'm giving up and I'm snitching.
Yeah, they got me.
I'm not doing that shit.
No,
They giving up and snitching.
Listen. First of all, at this stage in my life, running from the police is just definitely no option. Basically, the police come to get me. I just get on the phone with my lawyer and say, "Meet me at the station house." That's it. I'm not running. I'm not running from nobody.
I can't do the run.
Because I can't run. I can't run. How are they going to chase me 5 car lengths and then I'm gonna fall down? No, it's not gonna happen. I'm too old.
So our next viewer, he rocked out with us. He also was a guest, but he's rocked out. And he makes a lot of good comments, and he's part of a lot of those fucked up jokes as a childhood with me. So I'm not. If I'm going to hell, I'm holding this dude's hand with me. So our next producer Jamie, can you bring out my man Brad?
What's up?
What's up?
Brad, what up?
What's going on?
Brad, I'm just gonna let you know straight up. I've talked to you. I known you for a little while. You're going out too. Definitely going to hell. I know your background. I know who you are. You're going to hell.
If I'm going to hell with nickname jokes, he's right there with me. God damn it.
So us three pool balls are going to see each other up in hell, down in hell. I mean, yeah.
Listen. Brad is short for Bradley, so I grew up with Bradley Smells Badly. One of my best friends, my brother's name was Milton, and people every time they see us together go, "Oh, Milton Bradley." And I don't know.
I forgot about that.
I don't know if that hurt. The joke hurt more, or the fact that we had to look at them and act like they were the first person to think of that. So that was
Right.
You know, we grew up with it. And like D said, we always kept one in the chamber, man, because we practice our best material on each other, and then we form like Voltron anytime we went someplace else. And ironically, the invisible super producer Jammy, the people in his block, they named our block the Happy Block, because growing up in the 80s, when everybody had to grow up fast and the crack epidemic hit, we stayed like being kids and young and playing. And they said the Happy Block didn't have any rain, and little girls are jumping rope and little boys are riding a bicycle. So guys on Jammy's block is like, "Yo, man, let's go up and beat us some Happy Block niggas."
Just hating.
And they got mad. We used to whip their ass in sports.
Yeah, we were good at sports. We stayed in school, stayed out of trouble. We actually were successful kids. And, so we just always kept one locked and loaded. I mean, that's kind of how it went.
Word up. That's funny.
Yeah.
So, Brad, man, you and I, right? Recently, hey, my cousin David. I didn't talk to him in a minute,
Cousin
man.
David's on the house.
Cousin Dave, I love that, man. Me and Dave grew up like brothers, man. That's my dude right there, man. I love that dude. Can hit the baseball, boy. That dude can play. But Brad, you know that we talk a lot about different things and everything. Like this year, we saw like social media, and we saw what's the guy named Samuels? What's his name? Kevin Samuels. What do you feel about people like that? What do you feel about social media this year in 2020? Not just in general, but just how is social media to you in 2020?
First, Kevin Samuels. It seems like people are capitalizing on monetizing being mean.
Yo,
and that's
Brad,
what
explain to Kevin who Kevin Samuels is for people that don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's the gentleman who, I guess he was having a podcast with a young sister who was saying that she deserved a 10. She had 2 kids. She was in the 30s, and she had a healthy income, and she was saying how she deserved a 10. And he went in on her about her looks, and I guess he felt he was doing her a favor, giving her the blunt truth. But I just feel like Kelvin was saying earlier, it's like people just. There's a sense of meanness that people feel like, I don't know, they rather be heard and instead of being helpful, I guess. But that's just how it came off. And who's the right to say, especially with something like love, who can say who you're going to run into, who you're going to meet, no matter how you look, no matter what your background is, who can, just because you're wearing a suit and you're doing okay. I just felt it was a little gratuitously mean.
Hey, look, Mush got a baby. Mush got kids.
Yeah,
Mush ran
cool.
D, you being just as mean, D.
Yeah,
you being just as mean. But yo, I'm gonna tell you what made me think of that, Brad. When I spoke, first of all, I can tell you there's certain dudes you can tell that don't have an appreciation or love for women, and you can see this dude doesn't have it. Regardless, it's just not there, and that's not even to say anything about his sexuality on the real. You can tell he doesn't have regard for women. Secondly, I know of a woman who literally was a waitress. She was a waitress, and she would take care of this dude every day who was divorced. She had 2 kids. She was like practically from the trailer park. This dude loved the way she took care of him every day so much. He wound up falling in love with her. They got married. She was married to a millionaire, and she outlived him. And everything that he had, she now has. And according to this guy, that would have never happened. She didn't take care of the guy because he was a millionaire. She just took care of him because that's the service he gave, and he just fell in love with her. So for somebody to just say, you know, you're just gonna die alone, that right there is foul. And to me, your words that you use on other people, gotta be very, very careful, because life has a strange way of humbling us.
Yeah, we don't know. Love is powerful, man. You never know who you're gonna end up with. And most people here, most people listening, they've ended up with people. They didn't plan how they were going to meet the person they're with now.
Yeah.
Like a higher power put them together.
Yeah.
And they made the most of it. So I don't know. I just thought it was gratuitous, but it's kind of consistent with social media, in my opinion.
You said be heard or being helpful, man. To me, that was real deep right there, man. You know, people would rather be heard than be helpful. You know, I thought that was real deep, bro. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. I really wonder what your white assistant has, you know, what he feels about it. That's my man. That is my man.
Yo, that guy's going to be famous. He's going to be more famous than all of us. He's going to be more famous.
Just saying, when I have the barbecue, he's invited.
Okay, that's what's up.
Oh my God, yo! I tell you, we always got one in the chamber, man. We
always got one in the chamber. Sometimes it's funny when I went down to grad school at Clark in the early 2000s, and you know, just chopping it up with classmates and people down south, and they really got offended. And I was like, God, man, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. And cats really got offended. So it's weird. I guess it's that Northeast thing, like you know, it doesn't, so to speak.
Tough skin we always have, man. Like, you know, we just, I don't know, man. It's different down south, man.
And plus, people are being raised differently now. Everybody's very sensitive. That's why me and you had this conversation, D. That's why these young kids, they can't fight because they get so offended. They want to just get so personal. They go home and shoot somebody. You know, it's just crazy. Everybody's too sensitive.
Yeah,
no question. And the question is, can you survive the cafeteria in the junior high? And you got to be able to do that.
Oh yeah. One of my students, man, one of my old students, I saw this program called Men in Progress out at Boys and Girls High. He murdered somebody this week, 19 years old.
Wow.
It's on the news, 19 years old.
D, you took the conversation down, brother. We were just talking about
No.
We was bugging out.
It's over jokes. But like Ron said, somebody killed somebody over jokes and stuff like that. You take it that serious, they don't have the skin, and first thing they do is shoot somebody. So it's crazy.
And the concept people don't understand, the idea about going at each other was to avoid fighting.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It was to use your words. That's like the concept of breakdancing was so you didn't fight. That was the idea. You know, I tell people all the time.
Sometimes the snapping led to fight. Sometimes the snapping would lead to a fight.
But anybody at home, let me say this. For anybody any kid that may be listening or going through this now, the idea is when the crowd is against you and somebody's on a roll, you can't stop that wave. So what you do is you go with it. You go with it. You bug out too. If they see that it hurts you, if they see that you're taking it to heart, then you're done. You got to go with it. You know what I'm saying? And that neutralizes it. You know, because sometimes you can't get the crowd back. Somebody can hit you on a roll. It's a rhythm thing. And they hit you too fast. Sometimes that's it. Just go with it.
Yeah. And then, you know, like back when we talk about breakdancing, Brad had these genie-looking sneakers, right? He used to have these like
No, what happened was Shell told Adidas just came into style. And I asked my mom and my pop, you know, I wanted the Adidas with the little ridges on the front. And they bought, honestly, which were probably high value Adidas tennis shoes, but somehow the ridges and the front of the shoe turned up instead of going down. I don't know how. I'll Google a picture if I can find it one day. So when I came around, they said I had Genie Adidas. You know, and it's just everybody just honed my skills though. I mean, everybody got starter jackets. I had a Georgetown pyramid jacket. I couldn't live down. I had to go home before the street lamp came on. That's just, and everybody like Didi was fat demand, which is funny because he has a little chuckle after jokes now. but he had a little nervous tick when he was growing up. Everything he said, whether serious or not, ended with a.
I still do it once in a while when I get upset more now. When I get upset,
and he was heavy set. My best friend, my brother Milton, he looked like a frog. We call him Kermit.
Yep.
There was no heavy set back then. They used to call it husky.
Fat. No. We had fat people. We had fat people.
Yo, everybody in my neighborhood, we grew up. Everybody was skinny. If you was kind of big, they called you husky.
Yeah. Oh, you called the one person fat. Like we had like Eugene was fat. Remember Brad?
Eugene was fat. My friend Andre had an afro throughout our entire youth, so he never went through the phases of fade, Jerry curl, slope, whatever. Get the afro.
Yeah.
You know, everybody had something, and everybody used it, and you just always came back. It was all love, though. It was all love.
We all like family, man. So it's like we crack jokes. To this day, we can crack jokes on one another.
But to go back to your social media point, I just think that I don't think we really fully adjusted since social media kind of became mainstream. So it gave everybody a microphone, and it made everybody feel like what they had to say is important, and it's really not.
Yeah.
And it's not no disrespect.
I agree.
What my friends say, what my family say, that's important. But now you got 200 friends on Facebook. You have to say something that somehow doesn't offend anybody. You're putting on a public face. And I really think, and you can see it with the kids now, social media creates behavior that's driven by a response.
Correct.
And that's really the damage. It's like Kevin Sanders things. He probably felt he was spitting the truth, but I'm sure there's some part of him also looking for a response, looking for a guy to say, "Yeah, man, she only a 5" or something like. He's looking for somebody to co-sign.
Right.
And if you really don't grow up until you realize your internal governor should really dictate how you behave. If you're 40, he looks like 40, 50 years old, and he's getting off on responses, the chat room. You haven't really grown up yet, in my opinion.
And then the other thing, Brad, the other problem is the fact that she went there seeking and searching him, which gives him validation. So she
create an entire society they're governed by feedback. All right, I'm gonna behave according to what the chat room says or what the consensus is. Honestly, you really, hopefully you have family and friends, people, and that's another thing about our snapping. We kept each other in line. We were our own governors, and and you kind of knew going out into the world. So now you can tell me and Dee, we're boys, because we were honed and schooled in the same little community, as opposed to the internet is a wide open community. And the final thing I'll say about social media, and I understand it's done a lot of good things, it's bridged a lot of gaps and reconnected people, but the fact that you're driven by Jack and Mark, like most of the communication is driven by Jack and Mark. That's a little disturbing to me.
I'm trying to explain something to somebody.
Imagine Jack and Mark created the highways and interstates, and the only way you can go somewhere without them was to take the back streets. That's the kind of control that they have in the social media kind of landscape. So now, boom, if I get a traffic ticket for speeding on the highway, I got to pay a ticket to Jack and Mark. I got to pay my toll to Jack and Mark. They run the highways. If you want to do it without them, you got to go through the back streets.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's a little manipulative to me, and it's too much power and too few hands. And it kind of, again, look what all the stuff we're going through with the election. Basically, all this communication is at the whim of Jack and Mark. That's a little scary to me.
Well, let me just say this lastly on this subject. The thing, I look at it like this, and we were really, really tough on each other in school also. But the way I did it was this: I would never go after somebody who could not defend themselves. That was the thing. This whole teasing people and humiliating somebody, you went after people who could go back at you, and that was the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? We all grew up together, so we was just bugging out. We was having fun. But the whole idea of just taking one person and like just humiliating them, and they could never defend themselves, I never found anything cool about that. I always
Yeah,
used to
we
go
didn't
at
care
people that can go back. See,
Yeah,
now,
we didn't
now
care
we wouldn't break somebody down that couldn't. We like, you know what I'm saying? We like the fair one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with Kelvin. Like we didn't, you weren't, so you didn't get props for preying on the weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
you didn't get props for that. Like that's like starting a fight with a guy that you outweigh by 200 pounds,
Yeah,
and then he doesn't want to fight you, but you're still trying to fight him. To me, that's the bigger guy is the weak guy. The guy don't want to fight. Leave him alone.
That's why I used to knock Eminem for going after Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. Go after just MCs who got a mic and to go back at you. That's
we didn't care about that.
That's something.
Real quick. I want to ask Brad this question. So, how do you feel about the show? And anything we want us to add on to it and bring back? And then we know we always want you to come back as a guest. Like you're going to be one of our once in a while guests to come back on because you always have a good insight.
No, like I told you on the first show, man. I mean, that I haven't been in a barbershop in years, so it's good to just
reason.
Just kick it, you know what I'm saying? And again, you'll hear different points of view, opinions, and kind of current events and things like that. I like healthy conversation. It's not too ghetto, and I got no problem saying that. It's got a little bit of everything, so I appreciate that. I like the diverse guests, things talking about health, and I get a little nervous when I see these stories about people in my age bracket, the mid 40s to 50s, dying out here, man. Like,
we
keep bringing on the doctors and the therapists and the, things like that.
We got a whole bunch lined up for the 2021 with doctors and therapists, stuff like that. And I forgot to shout out Ecstasy from Houdini, man. That was a good brother, man.
Yeah, that hurt, man.
56, man. We don't know what he died from yet, but 56, dude, that's young, man. My sister's 58, bro. So that kind of hurt, But yeah, Brad, man, listen, thank you, man, for always checking us out, man. We love you, brother. You know how I feel about you. You're my brother for life. Like we grew up together, like we really grew up together, like brother. So I love you, man.
Your mom used to buy me cookies every Friday from Key Food. When you didn't eat cookies, she bought them for me.
Word up, she bought them for Brad. That's how tight
cousin Dave.
And cousin Dave, man. My man. Word up.
And my man Rod took care of a situation for me when I first moved back home, and I want to apologize because I was very uptight about it. It was in his exterminating duties. He was taking care of some business for me at home, and I was very anxious about some service. And I might have snapped because the situation was breaking me. But he came through for me, and he took care of my household and took care of my mom's. And I don't got nothing to promote. I just want to shout out to my mom. She's the strongest person I know. My pops passed years ago, and we kind of automatically put the halo on the people that passed. I want to give her the halo just for enduring and riding life out and being my rock. So I appreciate y'all giving me this little microphone for a second, and I just keep on enjoying the show.
Anyway, and Brad mom's from down south, so she always calls his name Bradley.
Brad, I appreciate that apology. It also shows that your character as a man, and I appreciate that. And I accept your apology.
And I will stop messing with your microphone now that we using.
All right, man.
He made me sound like a hitman. He said he came over and took care of some exterminator duties for me.
I need some cleaning.
I had to go break a couple of brothers' heads open.
Yo, Brad, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you, man. Love you, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Anytime. I can't wait to get my T-shirt too.
Oh yeah, Brad. Yeah, what size you are? Motherfucker, I see you all the time. So we'll get your T-shirt to you. All right, man.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
All right, peace.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send that shit real small. It's gonna be real small.
Small for small. Oh my gosh, hilarious.
Peace out.
Yo, he said, I'd rather be heard. People would rather be heard than be helpful.
That's
I
good.
love
That's
that
good.
because that feeds into like this whole attitude that I see in the internet where people just kind of say whatever they want to say with no repercussion. You know what I mean? It's like, you talk about, there was a time when we came up, you'd have to, there was more human intercourse. We used to have to talk, discourse, in person. And now because of that, people just kind of just let fly. You know what I mean? And
yep, you're right.
Yeah.
So we got one more guest. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to, for the sake of time. We have one more guest that been rocking out with us, following us. Also appeared on the show one time. Can we bring in the wonderful Miss Brittany?
Yay!
That's
hey,
time.
Brittany.
Y'all gonna see this time in
Hey, Brittany, how you doing, girl? How How you doing?
I know. I was trying to kill time because we had technical issues, so we was trying to work some issues out. So we got Rod back in the studio. So we trying
Oh,
to.
okay. How y'all doing?
What's
Good.
up,
How
Brittany?
you doing?
How you doing?
I'm my favorite niece. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, my favorite uncle.
Uh-oh.
Very, very
Brittany's
nice.
That's good.
Brittany's my favorite friend's niece.
My favorite uncle's
I
friend.
told you, yeah, favorite uncle's friend. I told D I always have a soft spot for Brittany because Brittany made me some money.
Listen,
But let me start it off.
for me.
Brittany, you know,
Go
your appearance was very, very telling on the show, and you know, very interesting, very polarizing to a lot of people. One thing we learned about you, you are very, very direct and you are honest and open. So what do you like about the show? What do you think we need to tweak? Give us your overall opinion and review.
What I like about the show is that you guys talk about all topics. And you bring in so many different people from different walks of life, and that's great because even the one where you guys had the young lady that's a dancer, that was interesting. You know, we want to know a little bit of that side of the world too. I think the tweak would be maybe you guys could do like not suggestion, like what is the word I'm looking for?
Advice
hour, and it doesn't have to be every episode, just a few episodes here and there. And there was one more, but I don't remember it right. Oh, I think you need a female presence that's more consistent. So I know this is supposed to be the Black man's perspective, but it's always good to have that consistent female who comes in and out on almost every show.
Is there anybody you can think of like that? Think of a person who's young, intelligent, witty.
I'm gonna have to check my contacts and see who I know.
Wow. I think I know a person. I think her name begins with a B too.
Really? Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
I might know her too.
Go ahead. Good plug on yourself, Brittany. I like that.
There you go.
Well, we can get some of Brittany's friends. Her friends got big mouths. Can you get?
Well, your uncle could say it like that too, man.
Brittany, I'll tell you, your segment was very, very interesting. It made for a lot of great debate. Now, just as an update for the people that are viewing at home, has any of your stance changed? Because all of the guys that have come, like, listen, we think Brittany is a goddess, but I'm trying to work my way up. Right now, I'm on fries, and soon I'll be washing lettuce. Then I'm on the grill, and that's when the big bucks come in. So, Brittany, do they have a shot? Is there any path that they can have to Brittany without being in that six-figure range?
Now, Kelvin, I'm an educator, and there's teachers that go around and say there are no stupid questions, but I am not that teacher. That my standards have not changed.
Hey, Kelvin, they got to get past me first.
Yes, that right there, that combination.
It's a hard between me and her mother. It's gonna be really hard for a dude. And I cracked a lot of jokes. The dude went on my joke cracking. He got to go.
I always tell people, you can't take a joke. Don't come to my house because you're not going to survive past the front door.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Brittany, one last question for me. One last question, and this is a little off topic, but I ask every teacher this. We have seen probably in the last 20 years an influx of inappropriate teacher-student relationships. And I was trying to figure out, I always ask educators what that's about. One teacher told me some people just grow up with this wild, sick fantasy about the people that educate them. But first of all, do you guys pay as much attention to it as we do? And is there a reason that you can point to that you think this is happening more?
Define inappropriate?
I mean of a sexual nature. The thing we've seen, I think it was years ago, there was one teacher, she not only had a child with a 15-year-old, had another one, and then divorced and married the boy. You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
I lady out in California or something like that, or Texas or something like that. And so what I'm saying is that we were trying to allude to this earlier. Is it because we know about this stuff more now, or is it just more prevalent now?
I think it was probably always happening. And I think the level of attention, and I can only speak from a woman's perspective, the level of attention that those kind of women are probably getting in a high school setting that they're not getting from men of their own age is probably what's intriguing them. And not realizing that it's inappropriate, to say the least. And also that these young kids, they don't understand that. You're the adult in the situation. So
Correct.
for them, it's just, I'm joshing around with my boys. Let's see who can get Miss Holder. But for you as an adult, you got to know how to shut that down and not take it as an advance, because they're just doing that because that's a teenage nature.
Adolescence, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
women, especially those women, and it's always white women. No offense to anybody. It's always a random white woman who's
You
married.
were definitely your uncle's niece.
Okay, it's always Kelly who done married Billy or Bobby and Chad. But I definitely think it's just that they don't get that same attention from the men in their age range, so they just take it completely wrong.
And it seems like teachers are young now. When I was, my teachers,
teachers gotten a lot younger,
like old, right? Like
we think that, but when I look back, my teachers in high school were in their early 20s, and I think about it now.
Really?
Yes, and a lot of the teachers that I came in with, because I started late, I did a whole career switch. They are 21 and 22, and it's baffling to me because at 21 and 22, I wasn't teaching nobody kids. Let me just tell you, I barely should be teaching them now at 31. At 21,
yeah. Hey, Brittany, I want to ask you a question. Which is worse, the kids or the parents?
The parents.
Absolutely.
I agree. I
agree too, because when I used to work in the school, and the topic that she was talking about with the teachers having inappropriate relations with the students. Like, I used to always have conversations with teachers, and I used to hear like certain female teachers make an inappropriate remark about a male student about maybe his looks. You know what I mean? And I used to be like, you got to remember, you're at work, they're at school. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, and if you think that kid is going to keep that a secret, you are out of your mind.
Kids tell everything. If you want to know anything,
you're going to tell everything.
Will tell you. They don't hold water. Okay.
Yeah.
One little slip up curse word. It's around the school in 5 minutes.
Correct. She's right.
They tell everything.
The rumor mill in a school, especially a high school, it probably can travel throughout a day in maybe in half an hour. It'll be all over.
Yep. Absolutely. And then with me, I teach in a hood neighborhood, it's the hood. So with those parents, I have a balance because I know how to connect to them on their level. I know where you're coming from. I know your mentality, and I can speak to you on that level. So I get away with a lot more than some of my counterparts who may be Latino or white or older and not know how to connect. But the parents are still worse than the kids, because the kids get everything that they come to school with from the parents. So sometimes you meet a parent and you be like, yep, that's exactly why she act like that. I knew.
Brittany, somebody just gave you an amazing comment on your hair. They said look fire.
I did it.
Go ahead, tell it
I used to braid her hair when she comes stay with me. I said,
man, with a bald head, cut this. That's nice. You still go to the barbershop with that bald head? I still can't figure that one out.
No, I don't. Listen,
all y'all bald. Do all y'all go to the barbershop?
No, I shave my own head.
I shave my own head.
I got my beard done at the barber. I shave my own head.
I can never understand why a bald head man go to the barbershop and keeps his
you know what they do? They charge you more for shaving a bald head too. Crazy.
Men go to the barbershop. Black men go to the barbershop no matter what, because it's the black man's country club.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
And you get stuff on cheap. Like I got Mad Dove and all overlay in here. No crackhead. I got mad stuff. I got Tide, all kinds of Christmas gifts, all kinds of Kwanzaa. I had somebody make me something for Kwanzaa. One crackhead came to the barbershop. They made it for me. I love the barbershop. So Brittany, my final question to my favorite niece is, not favorite. This is my demand. No guy can come here with no side teeth missing, no braids. You can't be meeting me wearing no Jordans. That's a no-no.
Jordans?
No. He got to be dressed up that day. And he can't have no shiny belt showing. I don't want to see no belt buckle showing.
I wouldn't show up. Jordans are a stretch. Y'all said my standards was high. That man's standards high. They can't wear no Jordans.
Nah, I let him get the Jordans. We can't have that shiny belt. No Maz, whatever them damn belts names. Gucci, Louis Vuitton. None of that. Okay. He better not meet with that shit.
Okay.
Wow. But no, Brittany, thank you so much for always rocking out with us, Brittany. I know your address already because you use my Amazon account. So I'm
let that free prime.
I'm gonna send you. We're gonna send you. Rod's gonna email you. Email you. He's gonna mail you out a Let's Chop It Up shirt that Kelvin's displaying for you right now. Oh. I love you, my favorite niece. Listen, you be safe. You always going outside in this damn COVID-19. My niece be partying, traveling over the goddamn world all the time.
Don't be telling my business now. You telling my business.
Brittany, I'm gonna text you later to get your size on your shirt.
Okay, great.
All right.
All right. Thank you, my favorite niece. Love you, girl. Later.
All right. Take care, Britt.
Oh man, amazing.
Oh, man.
Rodney, promotion. Ooh, on the big screen.
Wow. Yo, he took me down quick too. You
Good
was up
while
there
it
a
lasted.
long time.
Good while it lasted.
Yeah, look, I didn't even 5 minutes of fame. That's like 4 seconds of fame.
Derek, can you run us to our next commercial?
Yeah. I think we got a couple promotions coming up. You know, this one is with I guess the theme on this is health and good eats. You know, so we got New Life Sea Moss and the wonderful Bella Latina cakes. So let's go.
There's that Hennessy cake again.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Yeah. We got to talk to Hennessy about reparations.
Right?
No,
Hennessy,
seriously.
Hennessy, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton.
The thing is, the same person that owns Hennessy owns Moet too, so they got us twice. The black people's buying Moet like crazy.
Yeah, I remember, man.
Wait a minute, the guy that owns Hennessy, he owns Moet, and he owns Louis Vuitton.
Damn.
Say word, you serious?
I'm serious. So he got 3 major mega businesses that black people have basically spent their money on, millions and millions of dollars. So he owes us some money.
Yeah, I want my reparation. I want my daddy's records.
Yeah, man. Hennessy owe us some money.
Wow. So, wow. Rob, can you bring us in our next segment, please?
Yeah. We talk about this amongst ourselves sometimes during the meetings on Wednesday. We always talk about friendships and relations and maybe repairing relations. So we're going to bring in a video from a brother named Freddie Fry. And he's talking about maybe it may be time for people to get new friends. So, Jamie, could you bring us that video?
Yeah, you feeling some type of way right now, right? Because you fell down and you extended your arm out, looking for somebody in your circle to help you get back up. And that's the very moment that you realize there was no arm extended to help you get back up. So you had to pick yourself back up. Yeah, they there for you when you're up. They're there for you when you're doing good. They're there for you when you're succeeding. But they're nowhere to be found when you really, really need them. See, they act like they got love for you, but only when you're doing something for them. They act like they got love for you when you're paying for everything. They act like they got love for you, but only when it's working in their favor. At what point did you stop and ask yourself, what are they bringing to the table? Because if you stop and ask yourself, what are they bringing to the table? You're going to realize that you're bringing a doggone turkey and they're not even bringing the paper cups. You can do bad all by yourself. people that's rolling with you, really? You want me to be brutally honest? They deserve an Academy Award. Yeah. For the best actors of the year. For the best actors of a lifetime. They've been acting like they had your back. They've been acting like they got love for you for years. And now you just realizing that you out there on the island by yourself? See, I call them halftime homies. Because half the time they smile on your face, half the time they want to take your place. I need you to realize today that it's time to eliminate certain people out of your situation. It's time for you to eliminate certain people out of your circle. It's time for you to eliminate certain people out of your life. Those are the people that is high and by. Because right now, you got a goal. Right now, you got a dream. And you need people on your team that are going to play their role. And when the chips are down, they're going to step up and have your back. And when the chips are down for them, you're going to step up and have their back. It needs to be mutual. 50-50, win-win. Right now, the people that you rolling with, it's a win-lose. So let this be the moment right now that you activate action and eliminate distraction and eliminate dissatisfaction and eliminate each and every one of those losers that just acting like they got your back. Eliminate them from your life. This is the moment. This is the time. Because you can't win if you got a whole bunch of losers in your circle. And this is a great day to win. So let's make each and every day a Wednesday. Now do me a favor. Go be great and elevate. And if this touched your heart, if this touched your spirit, make sure you share it, because there are a lot of people out there that need this one.
That's
Wow.
Let me tell you something.
That was deep. That was deep.
I thought that was Plies for a minute though, the rapper, but I didn't realize.
No. You know,
I did. I thought it was Plies.
Me and D have had this conversation. I've had a lot of conversations with D. But the one thing that me and D always agreed on, we always said that the word friend is probably the most abused word in the English language.
Mm.
People overuse it. They use it when it's not necessary. Maybe, I don't know if it's a thirst for being friends. But the thing is, I've seen it in my family. I've seen it outside of my family. A lot of people have toxic people around them. And then they want to know why they're not getting anywhere. Until they get rid of those toxic friends, in other words, those cancerous friends, until they give them some chemo and get rid of them, things ain't going to go right for you, you know. And I live by that myself, you know. I don't keep toxic people around me at all.
Sometimes that could be the toughest thing, though, man. You know,
Yeah,
we crave
depending on who it is.
familiarity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are your people that you've known for a long time in a lot of instances, and there's a certain security that comes with familiarity. You know what I mean? But who knows? The thing that you need the most is, you know, to get rid of some of them, to get a little unfamiliar, to get a little out of your space. You know what I mean? And in order to grow. So I mean, it's a tough sell to one's mind at times. But I feel like, you know, this is a good year because this is a lot of stuff happened this year, man. So
yeah,
you know, it's
well, you know what, Derik, I think what I get from this basically is I think your esteem is very important.
Yeah.
I think you have to be very, very conscious of what you need from people.
Correct.
All friends are not the same. There's certain people that literally cannot help you when they're going through. There's some people that when they call, they're calling for your advice. They can't receive a call from you crying because they look up to you. They draw from you. And it's not fair. It's just not. It's not an equal thing. So we need to sometimes learn how to establish boundaries and things like that. You know what I mean?
Is that a friendship though, when one is holding the other one to a higher standard?
I've heard some people say it's not. I don't tend to look at it like that. I do believe that there's some people that are stronger than others. And look, you know, in my circle that we grew up with, one of the four of my early friends in church, one dude was just really weak. He just really was. He was just weak. And I remember one time we was all like, "Oh, we're gonna cut him off." My father was like, "Don't cut him off. He's just weak. He's just not y'all. That's what it is." You know what I'm saying? And so I realized that. And I know theoretically you should be able to go to the person in your time of need and this, that. But we kind of compartmentalize. Well, at least I compartmentalize friendships. You know what I'm saying? This person I can bug out with. This person I can really discuss something serious with. This person, if I had to go to for money and didn't have to hear it again. I could go to this person or block. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's different, and so that's what I kind of do. Because I don't believe every friend has the same standing. They just don't.
Different reasons, man.
Now, one mistake
so basically,
people
people are fit in categories. You're saying that's better to put people in categories,
right? Like, because that's in my estimation. Because what I'm saying is this: it's like for instance, you in the NYPD, there's probably some dudes that were under you that you could blitz on and scream on, and that would get the most out of them. And there's some dudes you have to kind of like speak to in a different tone, because if not, you would crush them. So I mean, I think that's part of knowing. Now, what I will tell people is this: some friendships have a season. And sometimes it ends. Just because we played in the sandbox does not mean that we're going to be cool as adults, because I realize there's some people maturation process is different. There's one of my friends, he is just as much a clown he was when we were kids. And at a certain point, it's like, okay, some of that stuff is behind us now. So some of our friendships are retroactive. It's because we have a history that we still interact, because there's certain people, if you met them today, you would not be friends with them.
No, absolutely.
With them because of their history with you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing. As you travel through life, you understand what I think. There was someone a long time ago that you have friends for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. I remember seeing that flying around for a while, and I feel like that was like one of the realest things that I ever heard. And it's true. And as I've gotten older, I've come to realize the same thing. Like, I do sort of compartmentalize certain friends the same way that you have one friend that you just would never stick around this friend. You know what I mean? You might have a group of friends for one thing that you just would never mix with another group of friends. I got friends that, that say I might barbecue with you, I might grill with you, I might whatever with you, right? But I'm not going to have you around this other person because y'all just not going to mesh. You know what I mean? I'm in a different frame of mind over here. I'm still the same person, right? But they are just two people that just don't mesh. You know what I mean? And maybe that's where it's at.
Yo, Houdini said it best. He said, like to be with some because they're funny. We'll come around when it needs some money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So so it's ecstasy of those guys, man. Salute again. Like they taught us lessons back then about picking friendships, and I think you guys are all right. Like certain people, that's what they call childhood friends.
Yeah,
and that's and because you left them in the childhood. Because some of, and like you said, some of them still act childish. Yeah. So and then we had we all got, like you say, I do have them categories. I have my bugging out, get wild boys, hang out with them. Right. Me and Rod could go gambling because I know Rod get to the tables. I ain't got to worry about like, yo man, let's leave. No, you gamble, I gamble. That's why we rock. That's why we're together.
Right.
So, question. And then like some cats like you go out to dinner. Like we don't have to go to no fancy restaurant. We just go on this.
We don't know how to let go.
Exactly. What's the biggest mistake we make when we're younger? One of the biggest mistakes is we think because we cool with this person and we cool with that person, that these two people could be cool with each other and we could all be friends. And
that don't work. That don't work. That don't always work.
When it works, it's great when it works, but you just
very rare. It has to be organic, because if it's not,
I'm gonna be dropping jewels out here. Look at this, man. Gems on you. Listen, the person started with you doesn't mean they're gonna finish with you. Absolutely.
That is true.
Comments.
Harmony behind it.
Yeah, I believe that everything has an expiration date on it, including, life does too. And I think certain friendships do too. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, you got childhood friends and then you got your adult friends. Like I have a lot less people that I consider friends, of course, when I was 20 years old. Those were different circumstances. You know what I mean? And like a lot of my childhood friends, I'm not friends no more because we're not like-minded no more. We grew. We're supposed to mature. I went into a different profession, and certain things I wasn't allowed to mess with or whatever. So then I wound up, getting some new friends, and then some of those friends had to go as well. But I think on your journey, you're going to meet different friends in different times, and then you just have to pick who stays and who goes.
That's right. That's right. And just because you know somebody forever, like you say, doesn't mean that you need to be cool right now. It's a shame when you find out that person might have had you around for a certain reason.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then when you're not there no more, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of went through that. You know what I mean? Recently. So it's something.
This is one thing I say that to me, if you're really friends, honestly, I've had some people that I haven't seen in years. And we can talk and pick up like we never left.
Right.
That's true.
Like you know, I
That's
think
true.
the hardest thing to do is if you're around people that constantly drain you, that you got to coddle these people or you got to constantly carry them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, the good thing is everybody can kind of hold their own. You know what I'm saying? Like even on this show, like on this show.
Brad just said that's hilarious. Brad just said that's just. I'm sorry, Kelvin, but that's it. Brad and Lisa, this is what I'm talking about. They're gonna fucking say some shit, make me laugh.
Funny shit is funny shit.
It is. You know what's funny? D will go over it with Rodney. Like, yo, it's Kelvin.
It's Kelvin.
Second thing, like, yo, just like Calvin said. And yo, you can see when he, you can see when he really got it right. Like, you can tell he's like, yo,
my mind. I got it.
Then all of a sudden, here come Calvin.
Yo, but you know what? Ron said something that's really dope because, like, I'm like the conduit. I know a lot of people. I connect to a lot of people, whatever. So it's like Rod and I had a friend that I met Rod through another friend of mine that I grew up with. And then them two, they had a falling out. But I rock with Rod because I like what Rod brings to me. I like the energy he brings to me. I rock with my other person. I like the energy you bring, and we grew up like brothers. So I'm not gonna pick a side. You're both cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your problem. Like I don't have to be like, we ain't speaking to her. You know, the girls be like, you ain't speaking to her, we ain't speaking to her. No, if we got something, we vibe on some shit and we could build on stuff and I bounce things over, you make me feel a certain type of way, you make me feel good. Why the fuck am I in that shit? Because you got beef. That's your problem.
You know and the thing is, D knows that I never had a problem. I never told him to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is that is our problem. That's our beef. You know what I'm saying? That's our disconnection. And the thing is, to me, I see D as a tremendous friend. So to me, I'm not going to lose our friendship over my issue with someone else. You know what I'm saying?
One quick question. Is there one thing that you will never forgive that cannot be resolved? Or can you two get in the room and be like, yo, we can iron this out? Or is there one thing like, yo, this is the ultimate deal breaker. You do this, it's a wrap.
You're talking about this person we're talking about, or just
I'm talking about right in general. Is there one thing where you're like, yo, we could do everything, but you do this, you cross this line. It's nothing to
there's
talk
deal
about.
breakers. There's deal breakers with me. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like that lying shit, that deceptive shit, that underhandedness, and all of that stuff like that, and sneakiness. To me, that's not a friend. I mean, why am I going to have a person like that around me? You know what I'm saying? If you can't believe anything they say, you can't trust in anything that they do. Their own life is in shambles, so they're not going to really have any much respect for your life. You know what I'm saying? So then, to me, I'm the guy that gets out the spray can. I spray him. I say, I'm done. I don't gotta fuck with you. And like I said, I'm getting older. I'm getting older. I already have my established close friends. They've already been friends to me for years. I'm not looking for new friends at this age. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying. Lisa said real friends don't pick sides. And then somebody said mess with my husband. I feel, yeah.
Let me real with you.
And another thing too, real friends they won't like D. I trust in D that D's not going to talk negative to me about that person and vice versa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I'm neutral. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's between y'all. You know what I'm saying?
My man, you know, Bobby saying stop lying. You didn't like a lot of dudes in college because you didn't like a dude. But I'm talking, that's a long time ago.
My last new friend is Rodney. Rodney, like the last, Rodney just about to close up. Rodney just got in 2020. That was it. That's my last. That's it. That was it.
Snuck in the door.
My whole squad is full now. That's it. I ain't got nobody else. That's it.
Calvin, me and you was friends forever, Calvin.
Calvin. It's so funny before we wrap. Like, you know, I said, and Brad, I used to have big birthday parties. I mean, my parties used to look like a West Coast video. My whole block flooded.
Not you, dude.
Yeah. Cops gonna even stop the party, and stuff like that. But now, if I have a party, I won't even have that many people there.
Yeah.
Because the energy of certain people that was at that party, I can't bring. Like I'm almost 50. The natives.
That's what it is.
I can't be around a lot of people like that.
They still have the native in them, and I'm like, dude, we middle-aged men now. Why do you still want to fight? Why do you have a gun on you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, and why does a girl still got beef? Why? You know what I'm saying? I can't have them around me anymore.
I mean, I don't like what you did to me in 1988. That's why.
I can't bring them into my house, man. I can't do it.
No, they keeping it real. They trying to keep it real.
I like the grill now, man. That's it. That's the favorite thing in the world to do, right? The grill.
But
you know.
But I'm not spending good money on people I can't have a conversation. You can't give me no growth. I need growth.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need nobody to keep taking away from me. I don't need extra weight. I'm already a fat motherfucker. I don't need extra weight. I need growth. I need somebody to trim some of this fat off of me, bring something to me that could loosen up some of this weight I got on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't see it, man. So is
this really the last show of the year?
Yeah, I think so.
Last show of the year.
I can't even know the calendar date. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Next Friday is what?
Yeah. So how's everybody? I think producer Jamie's throwing like a Google Meet party for people who want to get on.
Oh, that's what it was? Okay, I was wondering. I thought that was student loan people trying to trick me.
I'm be part of this party. It's gonna be small and intimate. I'm gonna do it. I think that's how I'm gonna bring in my New Year this year. I think everybody's gonna be at home. I don't know what you guys.
Well, you got no choice of being in small. You know, we got COVID and everything else going in, so you should be thinking small and intimate. But you know what? It's also a good idea, as we say, just to kind of connect with people, man. You know, I think that's the one thing that came out of this year. We're learning how to connect with people in a different way, and we're understanding the value of true relationships. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we're not seeing each other. We're not taking things for granted as we once were. And I think that's a wonderful way and a wonderful mentality, if anything, to end the year on that level. You know what I mean? Just small, intimate, and just having real communications, real relationships. And that's something I'm definitely striving to take into the next year and into the rest of my world, you know, the rest of my life, you know, trying to take these, you know.
And I'll sign off like this to my brothers on Let's Chop It Up. I want to say this. Unless some other podcast comes and offer me some money and stuff like that, I'm with y'all. That's no matter what. I'm just saying like that. That's what I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, we're just together. That's it.
You know what that is? I see what you're doing, Kelvin. You
Melvin Desmond joke, but
yo,
wow.
That's a negotiating tool. That's a negotiating tool.
That Kelvin is using. That was funny as fuck. Listen, man. For 2021, I wish you guys the best of New Year. I promise everybody that I love. Hopefully 2021 I get to see everybody. I tell you, if this thing works out, and I'm going to everybody's birthday party, your Kwanzaa events. I never did nothing Kwanzaa. I'm going to bar mitzvahs. Anything, I'm going to see people because I'm going to be around some love, and I miss everyone. I really miss being a company around everyone's over. And I love you, gentlemen. And I will be here no matter what kind of contract any other podcast give me. I'm a dedicated, let's chop it up, dude. And they can,
I saw that.
You know, they can pay me good money on the next podcast and call me Desmond. Like, everybody always mess up my name. They can call me Desmond. They can even call me Demon.
Right.
I probably will wind up in hell. So, but, you know. All right, bro.
Sammy, take us home.
Sammy, take us home. I love you guys, man. Peace,
love you too, brother. Take care. Love you guys, man.
Take us home, dude.